As the new year approaches, it's time for some resolutions. First up, DC Comics and the Transformers franchise. Let's try to keep all your new releases in the certified fresh range. Which means no more of this.
Save Martha!
Or this. I can explain everything. In 2019.
Your half-brother King Orm is about to declare war upon the surface world. The only way to stop this war is for you to take your rightful place as king.
Trust me, I am no king.
You do your best thinking when you're not thinking at all.
That was the worst pep talk ever.
Holding on to the #1 spot and taking full advantage of the holiday season is Aquaman, bringing in an estimated $51.5 million in its second week out. That weekend total shows just a 24% loss in ticket sales, which is fantastic for such a high-profile film.
What are your superpowers again?
I'm rich.
Last year, Justice League ticket sales dropped more than 55% during its second weekend in theaters, plus it wasn't performing nearly as well overseas. Meanwhile, Aquaman has made more than $560 million at the foreign box office and will most likely reach $1 billion before its theater run is over. At #2 this week, and showing an even more impressive box office hold, is Mary Poppins Returns, which managed $28 million in its sophomore weekend. Emily Blunt and Company actually saw an increase in ticket sales this weekend compared to its debut last week, a 19% jump. Most analysts are blaming the Christmas holiday for Mary Poppins' sudden change of fortune. And last but not least this week,
a driver don't pick the car. Car pick the driver. It's a mystical bond between man and machine. It's a mystical bond between man and machine.
Finally, at #3 is Bumblebee, bringing in an estimated $20.5 million in its second week out. Now, if you're like me, you gave up on the Transformers franchise a long time ago, but as this movie proves, you can't judge a book by its cover, or its first 200 pages, apparently. The Transformers franchise has never had a certified fresh film in its ranks. They rarely even snuck above 40% on the tomato meter. But much to the surprise of film nerds everywhere, Bumblebee is a good to great film and is receiving its just due from across the industry. Unfortunately though, Michael Bay has put out so many terrible films at this point, Bumblebee is having trouble gaining traction at the domestic box office. Bumblebee cost $135 million to produce and has yet to crack $70 million in domestic ticket sales. As for next week, just because he's your advisor doesn't mean you should take his advice.
Try doing one thing that scares you over break, okay?
Yeah.
Is it getting hotter?
How do we get out of here?
It's Fahrenheit 451. Got it!